Hello and welcome to Juris's YouTube channel. So if you are the one who is seeking for PhD but thinking to choose between full-time or a part-time PhD, then do watch this video to know more. So firstly, let us understand that what is PhD. So PhD is a doctoral research degree and it is the highest level of academic qualification one can achieve. Its duration varies between 3 years to 6 years. Right? To pursue a PhD, you should mandatorily hold master's degree. Without master's, you cannot pursue your PhD. And the foremost reason to hold this degree is that, according to the UGC guidelines, from July 2023 onwards, which is just the next year, the PhD will be considered to be the minimum eligibility criteria for getting hired as assistant professors in colleges or universities. Second reason, if I talk about, is API, right? If you are aware about the Academic Performance Index, in short, we call it as API. It is being calculated at the time of personal interview. If you are going as an assistant, if you want to be recruited as assistant professors in colleges or universities, then API is being calculated before in hand. So under API, the marks dedicated for PhD is 30 marks, right? 30 marks, which is, of course, it could be a decisive factor for your recruitment. In India, you can pursue full-time or part-time PhDs. The process to get into both these PhDs are same because most of the institutes conduct their own entrance exam, right? And together with that, your UGC NET or JRF marks are also counted in it, or your SET or SLET points are also counted in it, right? But apart from this, let us also explore that what is the difference between full-time and part-time PhD. So if I talk about full-time PhD, the duration prescribed by UGC guidelines for the completion of full-time PhD is from 3 years to 6 years. And during this tenure, you can fully dedicate yourself in research because while pursuing full-time PhD, you are not allowed to have full-time employment. And the reason to this is that how can you have two regular things at the same time? Furthermore, if I talk about fellowship, so if you have qualified your JRF, you will be eligible to get your JRF once you have admitted into PhD program. Apart from JRF, you can be eligible to get the other fellowships which UGC does provide. And the video link is given under the description box. You can check out those fellowships. Now, apart from the fellowships, if you are the one who have only qualified NET exam, then there is a hope to get a stipend. Because there are, generally it's the central universities who does provide stipend to the NET candidates. So there is hope to get some amount. Now, it's been highly recommended that you should quickly finish your thesis within a minimum tenure so that you can start your career as soon as possible. Lastly, if you are the one who has been dedicated to enter into academics, right? If you really want to become assistant professor, then it is being recommended that you should opt for full-time PhD. And also, if you are not engaged in any kind of employment, you have just completed your master's, then you can go for full-time PhD, right? And because in that tenure, you can develop some research skill, which is essential in the academics field, right? So that is why, so these are the benefits of full-time PhD. Now, on the contrary, if I talk about part-time PhDs, then in this case, you can have access to your full-time job simultaneously. So even if you are teaching somewhere or you are in a corporate or even if you are a government employee, then also together with your job, you can pursue your part-time PhD. And generally, the minimum tenure for part-time PhDs it is 4 years. Okay. Now, there is this one of the most common perception that revolves around part-time PhD is that whether it is valid or not. So we have got a great relief since UGC has just released a regulation named as UGC Minimum Standards and Procedure for Award of MPhil or PhD Degree Regulation 2022. And they have released this regulation in the month of November itself. You can also check out this on UGC website. Now, according to this regulation, The UGC has now allowed part-time PhDs as well, right? So this practice was disallowed under 2009 and 2016 regulations. Now, for part-time PhD, what you have to do is you just have to get NOC from your employer. So this is what the basic difference between part-time PhD and full-time PhD. So the decision should be your own, right? It should be your own discretion, right? That which degree would be suitable for you. Both are valid, both are good. At the end of the day, you are going to get a PhD degree, right? So it's your decision, you have to make it. Thank you for watching this video. Please do like and share this video with your friends, and do subscribe to Research channel to get the further updates.